Hey everyone, I want to show today Le Tarot de l'Étoile Cachée by Elisa Seitzinger and published by Sabbat Magazine. This is the major and minor arcana. This is the full 78 card deck. A few years ago, I believe in 2017 or 2018, they published the majors only version. So I'm going to compare the very small differences in packaging. Really is the only difference, and sort of how the cards look, but they're exactly the same. Then do a walkthrough, a flip through of the whole deck, and show some really cool things about it. So the Majors Only deck was published in 2018, and it came in this, let's see if I can zoom out, It came in this pouch, which is really like this nice embossed pouch. The little book is stapled, and here are the cards. They're printed on like art paper, so it's not like playing cardstock. And they're very silvery. They're black and silver. So that is the original 22 card deck from a few years ago. The current one that's available is this. It is a solid box, little pull-out drawer. It's really like solid. It has a little ribbon to pull it out with. I'm sorry about my awful camera setup is not very attractive. So there are the cards. Here's the bottom of the box. And here is the little book. The type is a little bit smaller inside, and it's bound and glued rather than just stapled. But as you can see, if I take just the majors, or just the trumps, I put them here side by side, you can see that there is no difference. The main difference being that one is in shadow and one, they're both in shadow, but one's more in shadow than the other. So there's really, if it looks like there's a difference, it's really due to the lighting in this room. There may be, like, it could, like, just a quirk of printing. The majors only might be like a tiny fraction brighter, but I keep thinking that and then thinking that I'm crazy, so I'm not positive. So they're really exactly the same. The difference is really just being in the card cutting that I can see. The new edition is cut a lot more precisely. So the original Majors Only edition had just some quirks of like production, and I don't know if I can get it to focus on it, but just sort of the edges, some of them are sort of not totally even, which is again fine with me. And the borders aren't like quite as sort of meticulously precise as these borders are. Anyway, so it's very similar. The text in the little booklet for the backs are the same. The text in the little booklet for the trumps or the majors is the same in the new booklet. The main difference is that it has, all 78 cards. So, what is cool about this deck, what I love about this deck, is that it's a Marseille inspired deck, but the esoteric influence is very clear. And I love that it is very modern, and it has a very strong sense of humor. There are lots of visual references to the motifs of the Marseille deck, to other early decks, as well as to esoteric decks, notably like Golden Dawn esoteric decks, among others. I'm not going to go into them because there's quite a few, or at least I'm not going to go into them that much. But you see, you know, of course, the Popes has the egg that's been added in some decks, and of course the pillars, her sistrum, with the book of the Popes, her crown of Isis, but she also wears sort of a papal crown. Or in the magician, you have like this kind of that leaf that comes up from the bottom of the magician card, or the Battleur card in the Marseille deck, has this sort of yonic motif. There is a lot of kind of sexual imagery in here, and it is a feminist mind. At least it's a deck with a very strong feminist sort of sensibility. But it's funny. The Emperor has a selfie stick. And this kind of convergence, this looks like the young Pope to me. The convergence of influences on this deck is noted in the little book. I love the leather card, like the Diana of Ephesus, Mercedes, and the dollar signs. I love this Justice. I love this Hermit. It's silvery and beautiful. I love the geometry of it. The pendu. I love the snake, and the Temperance card is a reference again to several esoteric traditions, as well as, you know, a reading of the Marseille pattern. And it's just funny. It's good humored and it's beautiful. I love the cones on the dogs and the moon. I love this sun card. The little Wi-Fi symbol. So those are the trumps. Now for the wands, or the batons. Ace, it says stronger than you know. And one thing that I'm gonna do when I'm done just flipping through the cards, is compare all of each number. So all of the aces, all the twos, all the threes, fours, fives, six, and so on, because they all have a motif that is in each of a certain number. It's not a Marseille style deck, actually. I think the batons are pretty close to having the Marseille pattern, but the other pip suits and the pips are different from the Marseille pattern. The court cards are wonderful. There's a little GPS, like, what do you call those little pins? And the airplane. God, isn't she beautiful? So there's the batons. Here's the cups. All of these sort of keys. The Omnia Vanitas. And I do find so far, I've only had this for not very long, at least a few weeks, but no more than a month or two. Look at The Valet of Cups with her ice cream. And I'm sure there's things that I haven't seen so far. But so far in having this, I find it very emotive, including in the pips. When I lay things out, I find that they work very well. That they're evocative. That's what I mean. Not emotive, but evocative of emotion. I love this queen, and I love this King of Cups. Look at his feet, they like fins. So there's the cups onto the swords. And here you see even more divergence from the Marseille kind of pattern. So it's really its own thing, even though there are visual references to it throughout. Each card is sort of its own thing. It's 10, page, knight. And they're like motifs that repeat. So the sort of mushroom cloud from a bomb was in the death card, and it's here. There's other instances I can't think off the top of my head. Yeah. And the coins. And the sun and the moon. And her initials. Isn't that interesting? Very topical. Everybody got their mask on. And a big coin. These look like wheels. The little mummified cat in the Valet. And there's the Mercedes, same as the chariot, had on the same necklace. I like this cavalier. Okay. So now I'm just going to split them into their suits. And go through like that. Oh, I hope I can fit this. I might have to make it a little bigger. I don't think there was any recurring the visual motif in the aces aside from the hands. In the twos, however, there is in each card a pitcher plant. I'm trying to think of the name. Nepenthes pitcher plant. And I'm gonna try and avoid making kind of assumptions about what those kind of signify mean. First, because it's kind of against my approach to tarot, but also because I've only had this deck for a few weeks, so I'm not sure what to make of all of them yet. Come on. In the threes, it's these flames. I think they're flames. They're like lightning bolts or flames or something. And so every one of the threes has that. And the fours. Try and remember what the fours is. Of course, now that I'm trying to remember, it's like completely eluding me. Oh, the pillars. So here, here, here. That makes a lot of sense for a 4 to me. You look at the visuals of most tarot decks. So the 5s is a snake, a serpent in motion, or multiple snakes. This card kind of confuses me when I see it in readings because this looks like a sword, even though it's not. At first glance, it looks like a sword though. For number 6, it's the mirror and the pearl, or the oyster with a pearl in it. Actually, no, they don't all have a mirror, do they? This one doesn't have a mirror. It's just the oyster in each one. So number 7, it's the speakers. Loudspeaker? Yeah, and all of them also have this cube, or not cube, this however many hedron, this closed shape, 3D object that I don't know what it is. Don't know how many sides that has. In the 8s, it's a lotus, bloom in a pod inside. The 9th, I'll have a thundercloud. Oh, this has gotten kind of, I don't know if it's gotten crooked or if it was crooked from the start. The 10th is a skull. I don't believe that that any of the, I don't believe that in the court cards all share anything. I went through trying to find something earlier, and didn't find anything. So I think they all just kind of stand on their own within their suit. Of course, I may be wrong about that. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this was enjoyable. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I hope you did not watch it all. I hadn't seen any sort of walkthroughs or anything on YouTube for this deck yet, so I wanted to, be sure that it was available for someone who wanted to see all the cards. The spider. And just to share, I think it's really cool the way that she tied all the different pips kind of together. The cardstock is nice. It's a thick deck. It's definitely printed on art paper, so overhand shuffling is what I have to do. There's the very tiniest bow in it, which really doesn't bother me at all. And it's not big enough to be bothersome. And I haven't decided yet whether I want to hold on to the majors only deck, because I really liked having it as a majors only deck. But I like this one a lot too. So let me know what you think if you have any thoughts. If not, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you.